All here, Laura's here, so we have a quorum now. And it's 7:01. Can everybody online hear me? Okay, good. Okay, it's 7:01. My name is Lynn Edwards. That's all I know. That's my welcome tonight. We're here. Everybody's online that we could get online, and people are in person. That's a good thing, I guess. This will get easier. Yeah, I hope so. So, did anyone have any changes for the agenda tonight? No changes? No. Okay, no changes, thanks. Communication from the public on non-agenda items. I know that Mr. Salinas had a comment. Orlando, you're up.
Can I do it now?
Yep.
Okay, let me get over here so that way you can
Sure.
kind of get in the camera a little bit. Yeah, there I am. Okay. Hello. I just wanted to give you a little update regarding our CUP, our conditional use permit that we've been in the process for some months now, and we've been working on. What the city has asked us to do is put in a fire lane. And so that's going to be on the west side of the property, right next to our building. So we're in the process of getting some estimates on the expense of the fire lane. And so we're looking into doing that. And also putting the pedestrian ramp on the sidewalk right next to the alley that's been missing. So we're in the process of doing that. And so, and also just redoing our site plan. We've been working on just adding some measurements on the sidewalks and that sort of thing. But everything else is going great. Thank you for standing behind us on what we're doing. And we do just recently redid our parking lot. I don't know if you noticed it. And then also a few months ago, we did get some funds to be able to install the fence that we wanted to do. So that's all in place, and we're also in the process right now of adding more security cameras around the building. We have them on the east side and north side of the building, and so we're working on the south side and west side of the building for the security cameras. We have been getting a little bit of vandalism, not too much, just cutting our fence. I don't know whether people are looking to maybe get a shortcut up to North Gate and Burlington that way. But other than that, pretty minor. And so, but we thank you. Thank you for your support. And we want to, we're asking for the renewal of the conditional use permit. And so I don't know if there's a limit on how long they can give it to us for, but if we can get it for 20, 25 years, that would be great.
Yeah. That'd be great.
But thank you.
Then we wouldn't have to approve it again in our lifetime.
With that?
We wouldn't have to approve it again in our lifetime.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So we're good, whatever they give us.
Okay.
We'll take it.
Thank you. And thank you for having us back here again.
You.
This is such a good location for this group, I think, because it's
anything we can do.
Anything
we can do to make it better, please let us know.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I see that Becky Rapp, did you have a comment for non-agenda items? You're muted. There you go.
Yes. Hi, good evening. My name is Becky Rapp. I am a parent and a San Diego resident. And I'm here tonight because I am greatly concerned with the direction that the city is headed regarding the current marijuana ordinance that they have. Staff is proposing to change that, and not in any small way. Last week at ED&IR, staff presented and they proposed that the updates to the municipal code would include things such as removing barriers that protect sensitive uses, removing distance separation requirements between pot shops and places like churches and parks and libraries. Staff proposed that the city would like to align with state requirements. If this wasn't bad enough for us that are raising children and don't want this in the forefront of every area of our city. They also propose to expand pot shops by 100%. So currently 36 are allowed in the city for per council district, and they want to expand this by adding another 36 to the city. This would make 72 pot shops. Staff is also suggesting that, well, I have to say first that they did apply for a grant from the state that is helping to fund this expansion. Although city staff recently has said that they do not have enough funding from the grant. And so they're proposing that they will ask the city to secure $5 million and set aside from the general fund in order to expand the industry. This is really concerning, as many communities are not asking for more pot shops. They're asking for things such as lights replaced at parks so that children can go and play, improve streets, stoplights, street lights, things that are important just for the general public health and safety. So I just encourage you to speak to your representatives and come to the city council meetings and speak to the council. It was presented at ED&IR and has not yet gone to the full council. So it is still in the beginning stages, but it is now is the time to really let your voice be heard if you don't support this change. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Becky. Thank you very much. Kathleen Lippett, you had your hand up as well.
Yes, good evening, Chair and Planning Group members. As a public health policy practitioner, I really concur with the previous speaker, but I wonder why the city policies seem to be ignoring the downside and the increases in the very problems that they claim to be concerned about, and that's increased addiction, overdose, homeless, mental health problems, etc. And it's unfortunate that they don't realize that all the policies they're putting in place are reactive. And as reactive policies, they're ineffective and costly. And they don't stop the anguish and heartbreak on the part of the families whose loved ones have become victims of their policies and the increased availability that they are continuing to pursue. They don't seem to acknowledge that the high THC products are a causal factor in driving all of these problems. And they are available not just at permitted shops, but unpermitted shops as well. These products have been identified as contributing to over 2,000 poisonings among children, and the majority of them were under 5. There's been an 800% increase in marijuana potency since 2010, and potency matters, not just for poisonings, but for its contribution to harming the human brains that they say they want to protect. There's a 30-year high in teen use. The CDC, the American Academy of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry, and addiction psychiatrists like Elizabeth Stewart are alarmed by the resulting increased addiction, psychosis, depression, anxiety, sleep disorders, suicidal ideation, and violence. And the city paradoxically is concluding that the industry still deserves unprecedented privileges and support. It's not the path to eliminating the illicit market and creating a safe and regulated market. That diversion is a strategy that they do share with the marijuana industry because that's what they want. But whether illicit or licit, THC products, high THC products, and these policies are not going to get at these numbers. So we're hoping that there will be a turnaround and a recognition that the policies that they need to be supporting are prevention. Prevention has been off the table for some years because the marijuana industry doesn't profit from it. And in cities where they have tried to house their way out of homelessness, it has not worked. It's been an enormous failure and a costly and So anyway, thank you very much for letting me speak. And there was an op-ed that was written by one of the wonderful community CPC chairs in the UT. And if any of you have not had a chance to read it, it was so well done. And I will forward that to you. I'll forward a link to that for your edification. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Kathleen. Any other comments on non-agenda items? If not, we're going to move on to reports from our representatives. And first in would be Lucero Maganda from the mayor's office. If
Right here's good.
if you move over here, I think everyone can hear you.
Here.
Sure. Anywhere. Sure. Just sit down, that'll work.
Awesome. First time I'm first. Very excited.
I know that.
I don't know where to look. Good evening, everyone. Happy Women's History Month and happy Equal Pay Day. I have a lot of updates for you all, so just bear with me. I will try to go as slow as possible in order to get through it all. But first, wanted to recognize that today, City Council and Mayor honored Women of Distinction. We had a ceremony at City Council. You can check out the updates on our social media. We recognized one Woman of Distinction from each council district, and Mayor also recognized Sandra Mas as our Woman of Distinction for our office. So I encourage you all to check it out if you have the time. I will move on to my updates. First and foremost, starting off with the Civic Center redevelopment. February 24th, the mayor released the final report of the Civic Center Revitalization Committee, which advances the process to redevelop the 6 blocks in downtown Civic Court, which will include new affordable housing, arts and culture public spaces, and a new city hall. This project is being conducted in compliance with the State Surplus Land Act, and the city will be consolidating its office into just 1 block in order to effectively utilize and maximize the public land and free up space for the community's needs. In accordance with state law, the city will release a notice of availability this spring for the remaining 5 blocks, mandating a minimum of 25% for affordable housing. The Civic Center Revitalization Committee will present this report to the City Council during public meeting, which will take place March 20th. If you want to make note of that for input and feedback on the vision and next steps. From there, city staff will then take steps to advertise the properties for interested development teams. Again, the date for this public meeting will be on March 20th, if you want to make note of that. Additional updates regarding infrastructure. The mayor held a briefing on February 23rd. This briefing was recorded and is available on YouTube. I can share the link with you if you want to circulate it. Some of the highlights from the briefing included reports and updates regarding potholes. City transportation crews filled around 17,000 potholes around the city. This was beginning early January to early February. With all this hard work, we still have a backlog of about 2,200. The city staff is working to reduce that backlog. We were down to 300 as of last week, but with Get It Done reports coming in every single day, we are back up to high 500s. With storms and the weather, as you can see, it's raining right now. We expect the number to grow, unfortunately, but the transportation department continues to deploy additional workers because we understand and are committed to addressing this issue. Right now, we currently have 30 teams on weekdays, 11 on Saturdays, and 7 on Sundays working on the potholes and addressing the backlog. So this is round the clock work. Another update on infrastructure is on road repair. The road repair overall condition index, which is how we determine what the quality of the roads is, has not been updated since 2015. That is a long time ago. We have already secured a contractor that will begin collecting new data from all 2,800 miles of city streets beginning March 1st, so earlier this month. By the end of this fiscal year, we are planning to repair more than 260 miles of streets across the city. These repairs will include 63 miles of overlay. Overlay is where they grind down old pavement and lay down new pavement. More than 200 street segments are also planned for overlaid, and those range from less than 1/10 of a mile to about 2.5 miles. And we are also planning to complete 200 miles of slurry seal and its maintenance to ensure that it extends the life of our streets. So this is something that we get a lot of questions about, and throughout not just council districts 4 and 9, but also citywide. The reason that some of these streets haven't been addressed is because the condition, overall condition index hasn't been updated. So that is priority, and that is something that is being worked on. I'm almost done. I also wanted to report on the street preservation ordinance. This ordinance is going to require utilities and city contractors to quickly repair and better restore the streets whenever they dig up. This is another factor that contributes to the really bad states of our streets. Whenever there's a project or undergrounding and it doesn't get restored properly, it does contribute to the overall state of the streets. And we hope to, with this ordinance, we hope to have 25 miles repaired by 2024. I already reported on that. And then lastly, but not least, the backlog on street lights. We have about 5,900 non-functioning street lights throughout the city. We have already reached out an agreement with city employee labor groups on a 1-year plan to use private electricians to reduce our streetlight repair backlog. We anticipate that with this, we will see a result of roughly 800 additional streetlights being repaired over the course of the year. We understand that this does not address the entire backlog, and we continue to look ways to combat the backlog, given the limited number of city electricians. Little plug here, career opportunities for city electricians. Please feel free to share with anyone if they're looking for a job. There is an upcoming job fair, March 22nd. That's this Wednesday. The flyer is available online, but I'd be happy to circulate it with you all. City is recruiting for hundreds of positions, from management to entry level. Also electricians, please. You can learn more at career fair. Starts at 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Wednesday, March 22nd. And then lastly, sorry, I'm taking so long. Wanted to plug this in to provide feedback and ideas on planning initiatives. There is a couple of projects that are coming up and wanted to share with you all. Mission-based De Anza Cove, the city just released details about its future long-term plans. The plans works to balance recreation, natural habitat, and visitor accommodation. There is a link available to view the plan and submit comments. And then lastly, the blueprint for SD. The city of San Diego is urging residents such as yourselves to make your voice heard about the blueprint initiative, which will encourage sustainable growth and help the city achieve its climate goals and improve opportunities to walk, roll, bike, and take transit. Again, I will share the link with you all. This is a little weird in person because I can't drop it in the chat,
I know.
but and that's it.
Can you scan it and put it online? or something?
I can, yes. And I can
Send
also
it to
send
me.
you a
Send
written,
it to me. Yeah.
yes. That's it. Oh, lastly, I do have a handout here for those present. If you, let me take some here about the organic waste recycling rollout. Just some facts. Those are also available online, and I'd be happy to circulate a copy for those that are not in person.
Okay.
Now that's all right.
Thank you, Lisa.
Yeah, of course.
Any-
Let me
any
know if you have any
questions?
questions.
Danielle?
Hi, Lucero. Can you tell us how soon those 800 electricians are going to be hired?
Yes, I can don't know. I don't have that information right now, but I can.
Okay, maybe before the end of the meeting, before you leave.
Yes,
Okay. Need them soon.
we needed them yesterday. Yes.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Question?
Okay, Next one will be an easier transition. It's Sam Gonzalez for Assembly Member Akila Weber's office. Hi, Sam.
Good evening,
Fancy seeing
everyone.
you again.
Likewise, I'm sorry you couldn't see my face yesterday. He caught me on the road. But luckily I have my report in front of me, so I'll take my time. Let's see. So just an update on our community recognitions program. This upcoming month, April, we are accepting nominations for Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. So if you have someone in mind who happens to be a business leader or community leader, and you think they deserve recognition from AD79, feel free to head to our website, a79.asmdc.org, and I'll put the link in the chat as well for you guys to see. And in there you can select the district community recognitions program, select the upcoming month, and you have until April 28th to submit your final nominations. You can submit as many nominations as you want, as long as you fill out all the sections and then resubmit. So any questions on that, feel free to let me know now or later. We have an upcoming event for CalKids. So CalKids is a state-funded program that essentially puts free money into children's savings accounts, and you can get up to $1,500 if you qualify for some criteria. Anyone born after July 1st, 2022, or if you have a child in 1st through 12th grade in public schools qualifies for this program, and you are automatically enrolled. So you are able to opt out if you'd like. And let's see, the webinar for CalKids is March 16th. So this upcoming Thursday from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. So it's just an hour long. RSVP is required. And you can find more information for this event at calkids.org. Previously, I think I reported on the Assembly member's bill package that she introduced Friday the 17th, so about a month ago. And there's a long list of bills that we introduced. It was about 20 bills. I'm not going to read them all because it's a pretty long bill, but if you have any questions about any specific bills we are working on, or if you'd like to find out more about one specific bill, you can always reach out to our district office or our capital office to find for more information. And yeah, that's it.
Question?
I have a quick question.
Sure, Laura.
Sam, is the money for the CalKids, is that for an education plan, or is it just a general fund for other things?
Good question. So as far as I know, CalKids, this program is for college use only. So only the children who are, I guess, the savings account name under will be able to use the program or access to those funds. And those funds will expire when they turn 26 or at the age of 26. So if they haven't pulled out that money by age 26, those funds will expire. But I guess to simply answer your question, yes, that money is simply for college use only. So
It's
tuition, books, and anything else that's college related.
So it's not for trades training like electricians?
That's a good question. I don't know. That's why we should go to the webinar. But
Okay.
I would imagine so. If it's a public institution, I would think so. But the official answer is I don't know.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Sam. Any other questions for Sam? Okay, thank you very much. Next up is Bruce Williams, Community Representative for District 4 from Council President Pro Tem Monica Montgomery Stepp's office. Oh, that's a mouthful.
Greetings all. Bruce Williams, representing Council President Pro Tem Monica Montgomery Stepp. I won't be very long. Lucero gave quite a few of items that I was going to share, so no worries and thank you. Couple of things. We did celebrate the Women of Distinction this morning, and the District 4 representative nominated by Councilmember Monica Montgomery Stepp was Claudia Thompson for her work at the Oak Park Library. She's been doing that for quite some time. So she was acknowledged as a woman of distinction by our mayor for her efforts. So let's celebrate her. Also, I do have these flyers that I have several of them. So if anyone wants to take some, just raise your hand and I can give them, I'll pass them out to you, have some more in my briefcase, so do that. Just so you know, on the 18th of March in our district, District 4, we're going to have a Zoom webinar so that folks can have the opportunity to learn about the new green bins and what goes in them. A live presentation is scheduled for Saturday, March the 18th at the Skyline Hills Library, 7900 Paradise Valley Road. It's going to start at 11 a.m. And you can take advantage of that. That will be live, and they've already had the webinar. I'm sorry. So this will be live on the 18th of March. Okay. So if you want to come to that, you can. It's not a Zoom. I apologize. Also, save the date on March the 8th, on April the 8th, Peace in the Park event will take place at the Mountain View Park from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's sponsored by the Park and San Diego Park and Recreation Department. They'll bring several resources. There'll be an egg hunt and those sorts of things for the youngsters. If you're interested in the Black Arts and Culture Advisory Board, the next San Diego Black Arts and Culture Advisory Board will take place on March the 21st at 6 p.m. at the Second Chance Building, which is at 6145 Imperial Avenue, Second Chance. Also, budget season is upon us. Councilmember Montgomery Stepp is now the chair of the City Council Budget Committee. And just so everyone knows, the mayor will announce or release his budget on the 14th of April and will present it to the council on April the 24th. And then from May the 3rd to May the 9th, we'll have the Budget Review Committee meetings, and they'll take place on the 3rd of May through the 9th of May. So if you're interested in that, take note. Let's see, finally, we always want to let folks know to use the Get It Done app. I know people get tired of me hearing this, but it really does work, y'all. So please use Get It Done. If you have any issues on getting it to work for you, you can call our office. We've got some experts in there. We also want to say get involved. For this group, thank you so much for your involvement. Councilmember appreciates all of the volunteerism that y'all give of yourselves and your brain power. So thank you so much for that. And then get with the council member. If you want to meet with her directly regarding issues that you may not agree with her on, or regarding items that are, you want to talk about things going on in your neighborhood, in our district, or citywide, you can meet with the council member. Generally, our meetings are held on Friday. We call them you can meet with her from, let's see, 1:30 to, let's say, 4:30, 20 to 30 minutes, and you can talk with her and let your thoughts be known. That's all I have. If there are any questions, you can, if you allow, then I'm happy to try to.
We'll allow. Thank you. Any questions for Bruce? Anyone? I have it. Oh, no, I don't see any questions.
All right.
Okay.
Well, thank
you very
y'all.
much,
Good to be
Bruce.
here.
Appreciate it. And we're going to jump back to someone online, and that would be Naveed Harris is up from District 9, Council President Shauna Leo Rivera's office. Hi, Naveed.
Hi, Lynn. Hi, everyone. Sorry I'm not there in person. I will be next time. So I'm going to go through the few updates that I have. Thanks to Lucero and Bruce for covering a lot of them. Council District 9's honoree for Women in Distinction was Anna Gonzalez, an advocate and leader in her community. She immigrated from Mexico 15 years ago and is a proud mom of 3. And she's been helping parents and students that struggle with a language barrier and lack of information. And she's hoping her next endeavor to be teaching parents and children about methods for improving their health. for budget, the fiscal year for 2023 to 2024 budget cycle is about to ramp up. As Bruce mentioned, in the middle of April, the mayor will be dropping the first draft of the budget for the city. Council will be having budget hearings throughout May. As usual, our office will host various forums throughout May as well. We'll be announcing those soon. In the meantime, you can see a timeline of the next 3 months, including budget hearings, and I've attached that. So I sent that to everyone. You can also reference D9's budget priorities and other resources on the budget tab on our webpage, which I also included. Tenant protections ordinance, we are hoping to bring that forward along with mayor staff by late spring. So hopefully be on the lookout for that. Sandag's Youth Opportunity Pass. There have been more than 5 million youth riders on public transit since the Youth Opportunity Pass program began in May of 2021. Youth Opportunity Pass gives young people age 18 and under access to unlimited free rides on the bus, trolley, coaster, and sprinter with a Youth Pronto account. Preliminary survey results from young riders from 79% of youth plan to keep using public transit as adults, and 77 said that riding public transit feels safer than their previous travel methods. The number of estimated unique youth riders taking transit at least once a month has tripled since April of last year. And more than 40,000 Youth Pronto cards have been distributed in partnership with schools and community organizations across the county. The pilot program is one of the many programs in the Sandag Regional Plan, which aims to advance equity, help eliminate disparities in the region, and improve quality of life for historically underserved and underrepresented communities. Rolando Village is having their Rolando Street Fair this coming Sunday, so March 19th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. I hope you can all join us. And if you are interested to speak to the council president, he also has office hours every month. This month it's this Friday, but unfortunately all the time slots are taken. So if you're interested, please reach out to me or Martha Zabata, who's also on this call. We'd be more than happy to connect you with council president so you can talk to him about any issues that you're having. And I think that's it.
Okay. Thank you, Naveed. Any questions?
Oh, one more thing, I'm sorry.
Sure.
I will not be here next month because I'll be practicing Ramadan, so I will not be here, but I will send all of our updates to you via email.
Okay, that would be fine. Thank you. Any other questions?
I have a quick question.
Sure.
For Naveed. Has there been any discussion about raising the age for the youth transit pass to cover college or community college students?
So we have discussed this, and that's definitely something that we were pushing in our pilot program for foster youth. It did go up to, I think, 22 or 24. We are hoping to expand the age. We just need to make sure that Sandag's also, like the rest of Sandag, is also on board.
Thank you. Thanks, Naveed. Anything else for Naveed? Okay, I see Martha Zapata is online. Martha is also District 9 representative for Redwood Village and Rolando Park. Martha, are you just attending or did you want to?
I'm attending, but I have some exciting event that I would like to share with you all on March 25th, which is a Saturday, the last Saturday of March. Caltrans is planning this awesome event where they're going to be closing the I-15, part of the I-15 from the I-5 to the SR-94 for residents to come and bike and walk and run and just enjoy the freeway when there is no cars. I'm posting the flyer here online. You can email it to Lynn so she can share it with the rest of the all the people in her email blast. But this is going to be such an exciting event. If you've never been in the middle of the freeway when there is no cars going, is a very surreal feeling. So I invite you all to just come and bring your bikes and enjoy the day. It's going to be many activities going on the communities of Mount Hope, Mountain View, and South Crest. And South Crest is going to be having a lot of booths with services, and Mountain View, they're going to be having a mural painting with chalk. They're going to have a lot of artists, and the artists are going to be outlining some drawings for the little ones to come and participate. So it's going to be a family event that I'm very exciting. That is, our communities are sponsoring, are part of the sponsoring list that Caltrans have. But I invite you all and your families to participate. It's a family event, and it's an exercise event, and it's a community. It's an event for of appreciation for Caltrans workers. I also going to be doing some potholes repairs, graffiti, light changing, repairing lights on the freeway and so forth. So it's going to be a day of appreciation for Caltrans and for us to see the freeway in a different view, really. So everyone is welcome. And I just posted on the chat, and that's pretty much all I have. My colleagues before me, they had a lot of information that is good. So that's it for me. And if you have any questions, I'm going to be here for the remainder of the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Martha, for coming tonight.
Lynn,
Yes.
can you repeat this segment that's closed, please? From what
It's-
to what?
Yes. It's going to be closed from the beginning of the freeway in the south, from I-5 all the way to I-94, which is the entrance for Market Street by the Costco. I don't know if you're familiar with that area, but it's by
Yeah,
Costco
I am.
entrance.
And that's
That's-
March 25th?
March 25th, the event is going to be from 10:30 to 1 p.m. So I imagine the freeway will be closed a little earlier than that, but that's the time where the freeway will be closed to residents, 10:30 to 1.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
You're
Anything
welcome.
else? Thank you very much, Martha.
You're welcome.
Terry is not here tonight. He's on a panel. So that's it for reports from our representatives. So we're moving on to our information item, and we have James Peel. And I'm sorry, I got the name wrong. Jaime Ramos. But James, you're presenting, right?
Yes.
Thank you. And this is about projects on University coming up at the end of the summer. They're going to be installing new water mains from College to Aragon Drive. So it's an impact on not just one community. This is going to impact Rolando and Rolando Park directly, Redwood Village and El Cerrito indirectly, and frankly, anyone who has to commute on the University for about 6 months, right? Okay. Thanks, James. Take it away.
Right. Am I sharing my screen?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Sorry, just give me a moment. I got like a bunch of things open on two screens. Okay. Good evening, and thank you for allowing us the opportunity to make this presentation to the community. My name is James Peel. I am the project engineer with the City of San Diego on the Redwood Village Rolando Park Improv 1A project. The project manager is Jericho Gallardo. He was not able to attend tonight, but we do have our senior engineer, Jaime Ramos, on the line to assist. This will be a relatively brief presentation, but we'll be happy to answer any of your questions afterwards. For some quick background, the city provides reliable drinking water to approximately 1.4 million residents every day through hundreds of miles of pipelines. This water infrastructure requires continual maintenance and replacement as they age. This project proposes to do just that by replacing an aging water main that is approaching the end of its useful life and bringing the system up to current standards. The existing water main covered by this project consists of 8 and 12-inch distribution main that's currently located below the sidewalk running along the south side of University Avenue, extending from College Avenue to Aragon Drive. The new main will be 12-inch diameter and will be relocated to be within the paved roadway along the eastbound lanes. This relocation will allow it to meet current standards and allow for better maintenance. We will also install new curb ramps along this portion of University to meet current standards as well. For the environmental impacts, we acquired a notice of exemption. This is a categorical exemption per CEQA state guidelines, section 15301 B and D for existing facilities, 15302 C for replacement or reconstruction, and 15303 D for new construction or conversion of small structures. Our estimated construction cost is approximately 1.9 million. To give you an idea of it, here we have an aerial image of this project. The blue line represents what will be the new pipeline to be installed, and the red line represents the existing pipeline that is to be abandoned. So starting at the left side of our project, you'll see we begin at College Avenue, extend easterly along University within the eastbound lanes until we end at Aragon Drive on the right side of the screen. Okay, what you may expect from this project, you'll get notifications by the contractor prior to them starting their work. Service is to be maintained throughout the construction duration, and access should be maintained to homes and businesses. We are estimating construction to begin this summer, with it concluding late this year of 2023. Our project does not plan to perform any of the street resurfacing, as the upcoming Sandag project for the University Avenue Bikeway project should be slated to start shortly after our project completes. Keeping the community informed is a priority for us. So beyond making this presentation to you now, we mailed a fact sheet providing project information to the adjacent properties in late November 2022. You can see a copy of that fact sheet on the right side of the slide here. We also mailed out notices to those properties that were impacted by such things as new fire hydrants, air valves, or fire service outages. And as I mentioned earlier, the impacted businesses and residents will be notified prior to the start of construction. As I said, this was a brief presentation, so this concludes it for the Redwood Village Rolando Park Improv 1A project. I've provided contact information for myself and the project manager, and we'd be happy to take any questions that you have now.
Laura first, Jennifer second. Sure, Laura. Go ahead.
James, it appeared that the new pipeline that you're putting in runs down the middle of the street almost, not off to the side like the old pipeline. Is that correct?
It is within a driving lane, but most of it is in the left driving lane. If that clarifies.
And you're just abandoning the old pipeline, just leaving it behind?
Yeah, we slurry fill it so that way it's not hollow, but the majority of it does just stay where it is in ground.
Yeah.
Thank you, Laura. Jennifer, did you have a question?
Yeah, quick question. Why is it called the Redwood Village? Because it seems like it's actually Rolando Park.
Yeah, just to get some more background, this portion was part of a different project that was called Redwood Village Rolando Park, which covers a larger area, but we extracted it in order to accelerate the construction timeline. So that way we could be done before Sandag's bikeway project. And we kept the same name, but added the 1A to the title.
So this same project will not be happening to the west
Some point,
of
yeah.
college.
No. I don't believe there's any pipeline projects extending west from college on University.
Universities.
Well, do we know if the pipeline in that section on University that's to the west is going to be in need of repair soon? I mean, is it the same age and possibly in the same condition?
I actually believe, I'm checking just a sec. I don't believe the existing water main actually extends west of college.
Oh.
I think it starts at college and extends east. Yeah, I believe so.
And have you been in touch, or has Sandag been in touch with you about this? Because we've reached out a few times in the last 6 months for an update that, as far as we know, it's been delayed. We're just looking for what kind of a gap we might see between the completion of this project and the actual Sandag project, because university is going to be a mess for a little while.
And it's a very heavily traveled road going east. I can't tell you how many people travel that road going east, particularly during rush hours. Well, east and west during rush hours, depending on which direction. But yeah.
Yeah, we have been in contact with Sandag throughout the design process. Last I heard, they're expecting to advertise early next year, 2024. But you would have to reach out to Sandag for the most up-to-date.
Yeah. Sure.
So James, will both lanes eastbound be closed during the pipeline replacement?
No, we have engineer design traffic control plans that will maintain at least one lane in the eastbound direction.
I see. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? Pretty straightforward, messy, but straightforward. Okay. Thank you very much, James. Appreciate your time to come here tonight.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Moving on, we do not have a treasurer's report because Daryl's not here. He's out again. So we're going to move on to the February minutes, review, correction, and approval of minutes. Did everyone have time to review them a little bit?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And we have some corrections.
No, I didn't
really?
see anything.
Okay, well, anybody?
How about you, Danielle?
Richard has an interesting way of interpreting my report, but it's factual, so. First phrase kind of threw me, but I'll stick with it.
Okay.
Move approval of the minutes as presented.
I have
I'll
maybe a
second it.
correction. On the library report, the increase was 20 million more than what, I think you said 1 point, where is it?
I said 11 million more.
Yeah, so it's 12 million more dollars because it's now 32 million as opposed to the 20. But they're still going to complete, they're still going to do the.
numbers changed a little bit.
Are they going to go through federal, state, county?
The latest one is $12 million, right?
Because originally 20 and they increased it to inflation. 12 million for a total of 32 million.
Approval with the one correction.
That's the only one.
I'll second. Laura seconded. Oh, we're required to do roll call votes. when We're meeting, so,
Yell, aye.
Andy,
Approved.
Laura, approve.
Approve.
Bob, Kristen,
Approved.
Jennifer, Lynn, approves. Richard, okay. Approved with corrections. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you very much. Now we're moving on to subcommittee reports. And we have some board officer elections next month. Kristen, sorry, Kristen and Jennifer are the subcommittee, and take it away.
So we are just wanting to know, excuse me, who is interested in running again. So we'll be collecting that information, and then also a short written information as to why you're interested in running.
And the current officers are Lynn,
Bob, Daryl, and Richard.
Okay.
So can you reach out to Daryl and see if he's going to be able to stay on? Because that would impact an election next month, clearly. Absolutely. And then you want to see tonight who's here, if they want to, who's planning on staying on for a year?
Sure.
Okay.
Start down the line this way.
No, it's just the four board. Oh, we're just doing board officers.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
Just for 1 year. So you'll need to reach out to Daryl, Richard.
Mhm.
Uh-huh. Is that a yes?
Yeah.
I'm here.
No. But
Are you up for being secretary again for another year?
I'm getting the hang of it, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
The recordings help a lot.
don't they?
Yeah, they sure do.
Yep. Okay. Bob?
Yes.
Okay.
How about you?
Unless someone really wants to step up, I'll do it. Yeah. But feel free to jump in. Anybody, feel free to jump in and say, "Oh yeah, I'd love to do
You
this."
are going to do it, aren't you?
That's right. That's the deal with
We're a team.
That's right. Okay.
So the only one we need to check on is Daryl.
Is Daryl? Yeah.
And I'll reach out to him.
Okay. Great. Okay. That was easy enough. Community updates. Thought we'd go backward this time, so we'll start with Webster. Did you have any updates, Kristen? Anything?
We don't have anything. Our meeting is Thursday, so I don't have any information.
Okay, easy enough. Andy, Richard, anything from Oak Park?
Anything? No.
No.
And Bruce, thank you for bringing up Claudia Thompson. I didn't know about that. Was that on TV? Yes. Yeah, but I was sleeping.
Okay.
I do have yeah, that's good. I'm done.
Okay, sure. Okay. Bob, is there anything besides the Rolando Street Fair that everyone here needs to know about?
Well, I was just gonna say, unfortunately, we had to cancel our succulent swap because of rain. So we're gonna be looking at rescheduling that probably in April or May. And this is actually the 25th annual Rolando Street Fair. And last year we resumed after COVID, and it's always a fun, family-oriented event, live music. They have a $5 all-day kid zone, food vendors, and a craft beer garden. So I hope I'll see some of you there. Where they have the kids' rides and stuff. And if you pay $5, the kids can stay all day.
All
if they like.
day.
You paid and you're like, here's my
Drop them off.
Well, I
Babysitting.
something like that.
Thanks. Jennifer, Redwood Village.
Redwood Village, thank you, Lynn and Rolando Park for teaming up and coordinating some University Avenue cleanup.
Cleanups.
Thank you, Bettina and George and Tim for helping out.
We're doing 4 quarterly cleanups on University Avenue this year.
How much did you pick up? Bag wise or ton wise or whatever?
I was working, so I was.
Yeah, she wasn't there. You know, we cleaned a section of the Rolando Park section on University, and we've cleaned it every year, even during the pandemic. So I have a small truck and I fill my truck and take it home.
Oh,
But our community rep just told us that we can get some passes from EDCO now.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can.
And you can drop,
that's
you
what I
just
used
tell
to
them where you drop it and they'll pick it up.
Yep.
well, City of San Diego Environmental Services does things like that too.
Well, no, that's, yeah. But
Yeah,
so
you do it through city council member.
yeah,
to Get a voucher.
when we move to the west side of College, we're going to be picking up a lot more over there. Bettina and I took a look. It's pretty interesting. Some stuff over there.
Yeah.
It's too bad, huh?
Yeah, well, it is what it is. And Laura, you're the only person here from El Cerrito tonight.
Well,
so-
El Cerrito had a dumpster pickup for the community, and it combined College area and the El Cerrito area. And we had 3 dumpsters, and we had community members helping. Lorna, Alex, and I were all helping. All the community, different community members come. And after looking at a lot of the stuff that was brought for drop off, we think that next time we're going to try and arrange a drop off and then allow people maybe to come see if there's something there they would like to pick up before we load what's left behind in the dumpsters, because you know a lot of people are bringing old timber from stuff, but other people might have the use for the timber for something else, or just a lot of things we saw that we felt could perhaps be reused and be a benefit to everybody, and then also minimize some of the stuff going into the landfill.
Yeah, sort of a swap.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's a good
that's a
idea.
yeah.
great idea.
Yeah.
Because I guess there's some kind of app called Free Up San Diego or something like, or Up Free for. I'm gonna, yeah, I'm gonna find out a little bit more on it, but if we could get the word out on for the community, kind of something like that, I think it would be beneficial for everybody.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's a
we
good
had a great
idea.
time, and it was put on by Sean Elo, and then Jeffrey was there. Got to see Jeffrey for the first time without a mask. It was fun.
Yeah. Okay, that's it, except for Rolando Park. We are actually having a seed and plant exchange next Saturday.
Are ya? Oh,
Ours is small, trust me. It'll be at Rolando Park Elementary in the
great.
parking lot.
Yeah.
Same kind of thing, but on a
Yeah.
smaller scale.
Yeah.
But that's it. And we have aside from the 4 quarterly cleanups we're doing on University, we are doing cleanup on April 22nd of Xena Canyon with I Love a Clean San Diego. We're going to come back in the fall and do a second cleanup there because of the homeless encampments. And then tentatively, we're doing 2 community cleanups with Redwood Village.
Okay.
One this summer and one this fall. It'll be more community oriented dumpster day kind of things.
What time is your class?
Starts at 10. We have coffee, no donuts this time. Okay. That's community updates. Bob, do we have anything on University Avenue?
No, I don't have any update
Okay.
for our meeting today.
Okay. Danielle, Park and
Question
Rec.
for Bob.
Okay.
before we move on.
Sure.
Could you bring us some more information about what a rumor that I was hearing of trees at the Joan Crop Center being cut or removed or something? Just bring us an update next month.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah.
We're on
could-
the
we could
same.
do that.
Well, we need to stop that first.
Well, there's a group that's meeting with them this week of
Okay.
tree
Yeah,
arborists
once
that
you
are
have an
meeting with
update
them.
for us, if you could please share that.
Sure, we
That'd
could
be
do
awesome.
that. Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah, Lynn and I are both plugged into that.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay, so for mine, Kalina is meeting tomorrow night. It's going to be in person at 5319 Orange Avenue at the rec center. The workshop item is a biggie. Lots of community input is requested for a tiny little triangular shaped park down on Federal, pretty much across from the old police firing range between, so that the blocks that you would be looking at, to the west would be Home Ave, and the other large landmark would be Sunshine Little League Fields. And there's a tiny little vacant lot to the south side of Federal, wedged in there between that and the freeway. And they're looking to turn that into a park. Choice, help me, Kristen, Choice Coalition, what is that called?
Choice Creek Coalition.
Creek.
Choice Creek Coalition. So they're putting on their first workshop with the Galena Community Rec Group tomorrow. A lot of people in City Heights know about it because it is at the very southern tip of their planning area, kind of down the hill from Webster, kind of everybody, it all kind of merges there. So tomorrow, that should be our first item on the agenda. And then the second one, we're supposed to be hearing an update from city staff about the dog park at Play. And I just would like to read into the record the email that we got from Michelle Abella-Shawn, who is one of the program managers for Park and Rec assets. And it is to Sabrina Young, who is our chairperson for the subcommittee out of Galena on the Play Park upgrades. Good evening, Sabrina. We are very much appreciate the efforts of you and your team to gather supporting data for the Clay Neighborhood Dog Park that was approved in 2018. It's unfortunate that none of us current staff were involved in the GDP amendment for this proposed dog park. After much deliberation, the extreme close proximity to the multi-residential dwelling units is something we wholeheartedly took into consideration. Despite the support from the groups, our department has decided not to move forward with that location. While the opposition may not be the majority, the city is cautious of any potential litigation moving forward. That said, our Park and Rec team is hard at work in locating a viable and alternate site that will still serve the community. Sean Lee, who is a longtime Park and Rec rep, Dave, who is our area manager, and Carlos, who is our district manager, are doing behind the scenes work and will be presenting to the community soon. And so that presentation is supposed to happen tomorrow. So first, the Federal Triangle Park, and then secondly, an update on Play Dog Park. I'll leave it at that because I don't want to opine on anything. Little League's going well. We have 8 teams this year instead of 6 that we've had in the last 2 or 3 years during COVID. Pre-COVID, we had anywhere from 10 to 12 teams. So we are moving in a positive direction, mostly at the smaller age levels, younger age levels for Little League. We had our opening day. We've had a few rainouts. We had 1 game at North Choice Canyon for our junior team, and then they'll be traveling the rest of the season. So things are looking well. Most of our teams have some home games and also are traveling. A lot of Little Leagues have very low numbers. So to be able to not have to play the same team over and over and over again, we travel to different Little Leagues in the area. The last thing I have is there will be a spring event, a spring egg hunt event at Colina Friday, 2 days before Easter. So that would be the 7th. And I will get flyers to you all about that. And it's going to be an evening time from 4 to 7 p.m. time frame on a Friday. There, yeah. So, any questions? If not, please come to the meeting tomorrow.
Thanks. I'll be there.
It starts at 6:30. Choice Choice Community Rec Group will also be meeting there on 4th Tuesdays. So if you want to get a lay of the land for tomorrow night's meeting, it might be the parking might be a little what do you call it? Challenging because we're not sure how many are coming for the workshop. It's only in person. Unfortunately, they can't do Zoom this time. Something is up with their internet there. Choice Community Rec Group will be meeting there on 4th Tuesdays, same spot, 5319 Orange Ave.
What time?
That one will be at 7.
At night.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I think it's also the same Tuesday as CPC meets.
It is, yeah.
That's my conflict.
Yeah, that's our conflict. So some of us are on the Choice one. But Kalina is tomorrow. And then if anybody wants, if you email me, I will send you the link to the citywide Park and Rec board that's happening this Thursday at 2 p.m. What's happening?
Thank you, Danielle. Mario's not here tonight, so I think what we heard tonight about the bikeway project starting next year is about as much as we know on that for now. Subcommittee for community plan update, Laura.
Well, I sent everybody all the info out about our current plan and different things just for your review, so you could have some links to information that we're probably going to have to review. Of course, you've all noticed all the things that the mayor's office is doing for neighborhoods and development, and less input from neighborhoods and less input from impacts and less infrastructure and all the rest. So also I've been active in the college area update, and the city is aggressive in that, and they're using, you know, a lot of the growth that's projected in the updates is based on the new numbers that are come from the state as to the growth they expect statewide and then in the different areas. And the last series was called series I think 13. I'm not positive on that, so it could have been 12, but the new series came out the beginning of last year, and it's significantly lower than the prior series numbers. Significantly, it's startling. And the city is still going to use the old numbers for its projections. And no, we don't really quite understand why, but the city held an SB 10 workshop last week. And during their presentation on the SB 10 workshop, they were deliberately using the old numbers. They even on their slide put that the growth rate expected in the city of San Diego between 2012 and 2035 was a certain number. And I think it was around 80,000 something. And at first I thought, well, that must be an typo because this is a brand new presentation, and why would they use a 2012 figure? But in fact, it wasn't. They have just decided to specifically keep using the old growth numbers, which are very, very high, extremely high. So those are going to be challenges that as the planning update group, we're going to be facing, that we're going to be looking at. And the numbers come from the state and from Sandag. So we have Sandag projection numbers, and yet the city wants to keep using the others. And after watching the college area, they want to try and take away a lot of the single family residential zoning and put in what they call the missing middle, which is a lot of what SB 10 seems to be about, which is little courtyards, homes, and fourplexes. And SB 10 allows 10 units per single residential lot, but then in San Diego, it can be enhanced to include 4 more units, I think, with the SDU. So we're really looking at 14 units. And so anyway, it's pretty startling what we see going on in the updates and in all these other pushes. So it's going to be very interesting. And to segue right into the CPC report, the city has come up with the new CPC guidelines, and they came out last year. But they've been, well, the overall ideas came out last year, but the city's been working on the final document recently, and it's online now. I'll send you guys all the link to all the documents online. And the CPC really had a lot of questions and long discussion. It took almost the whole meeting. Everything else is pretty much went by the wayside. The CPC meeting was generally on the new guidelines, and nobody was happy. It was supposed to be an action item, and they postponed the taking any kind of vote because they wanted everybody to be able to review it more thoroughly, because you don't really get to review it too much when they just hand it to you at that meeting. So everybody's looking things over. They were not a happy group. They were a not happy group. And it came out that during the conversation, one of the representatives said that there's a group called Rise Up in the Uptown area, and they've got a whole bunch of people who are presenting a slate throughout their community that has developer representatives, mainly developer representatives on the slate to try and take over the board from the people who have been doing it recently. And those people actually had a heads up on the paper that we were looking at that night. So there's, we'll see what happens. But yeah, in general, the whole meeting was reviewing the new CPC guidelines and people and in the city just not being happy. So we'll see what happens. I'll have more to report next time. And then when the minutes are approved, I'll send them
I was
to
just
you.
gonna ask if you'd send them and, yeah,
Right.
or.
Yeah, they-
send them out to everyone, that'd be fine.
Yeah, they approved minutes from January at the last meeting. So as soon as I get those, I'll make sure you guys get them.
Okay.
And I think I need something from you saying that I'm going to be the rep.
I'll email
Yeah.
Andrea. I'll just let her know. Okay. Yeah, I
They're a
wondered
great
about that, and
group.
I
They're a
thought, yeah,
great group.
Thank
So
you. I
they're
wish I
very
could go.
thoughtful and you guys would all like them.
And are they meeting? Are you meeting in person for that group too?
Yeah, we're going to have to start meeting in person. Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, that was part of, that was the only other thing we talked about really was where we're going to meet, and what would be suitable and preferable and feel safe. Nobody
Right.
really feels safe about downtown right now at night. So we'll see what happens.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Report. You know, I did hear, someone told me that the, Mid-City, Community Update wouldn't even start until 2025 at the earliest. Did you know about that?
Actually, one of the things that was discussed in a lot of the overall talk about the city and planning is that they want to accelerate all community plan updates. So that might have been something that was heard.
Yeah.
But in looking at how the college areas worked, the college area community got together and the community had very good ideas of where they wanted the growth and like really high rises versus, step downs and how much of the community they were willing to give up and stuff. And then when the city did get involved in the last few years, they had a good background to meet with the city on, because those city people know their stuff. And the few years before, and you invite other community members to the committee meetings, so you can get a lot of good community input. So the few years or the year or so before had a good basis for what the community wanted. And then the city came with their plans, and a lot of the meetings seemed to be very constructive and useful until they brought in some plans that blew everything out of the water. But it seemed to work well.
Yeah.
So, but then I did hear the acceleration that they want to do for everybody's.
Okay.
Kind of go along with all the planning that their other stuff that they have, because now they have the half-mile walking and the mile sustainable development areas and the middle, SB9, SB10, ADUs. They have a lot going on.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
In other words, use the year 2024 to get ready for a big uphill push.
Yep.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's what college area is finding. And in fact, college area went to the planning commission in December and for a workshop. It wasn't a decision, but a lot of the comments from the commissioners seemed like they were possibly encouraging the college area. But some of the commissioners said, well, maybe there can be some middle ground found. Unfortunately, a few people who were part of the plan update committee got together as individual residents and went and talked to the city. I think Todd Gloria's office with Heidi Von Blum and I can't think of the other person. And the city has now said that they have a map based on that meeting that's different than the map that the communities approved. So we're having a meeting this next coming Wednesday at the college area to hash out how to get that misrepresent or misunderstanding resolved. So, yeah. I know it never, people are just also involved in it. They really
yeah.
are. Yeah.
Changes a whole.
Pardon me? You know, we don't, a lot of people were wondering when that date was because shortly after that meeting, the city was supposed to meet with college area again after the December meeting, and all the subsequent meetings got canceled based on this quote unquote understanding with these 4 people, and everybody's going, what? Even the president didn't know about it. So yeah, we're trying to work it all out. That'll be kind of hashed out on the 22nd at the college. Yeah, so I was going to propose if we're going to have a meeting that we have it on the 5th Tuesday, which would be the 29th.
Okay. Okay.
And I'm going to see if we can have it here. I'm going to go talk to.
Okay. Well, go talk to Mr.
See what we can do.
I think that's it for tonight, but before we break, what can we do to make this, change this up for the next meeting? One of the things I thought is that we might make a double set of tables here. Instead of a U-turn, maybe this way, and we would move the monitor down here so that it will change the view from the webcam so they can see everybody, and it'll put us across the table.
So talking's easier.
Yeah, but what else?
What if we made it more of a U and pulled those in and pulled these back?
Well, we
That
want to
work?
make, yeah, I'm
Would you?
concerned about first of all, yeah, what kind of a
Yeah. Oh, yeah. the
presence we
camera.
have, yeah. Because if anything, we should be trying to bring us in a little closer safely.
Yeah.
So that people know who we are instead of
Yeah.
these little midgets up there. Any thoughts?
I think that's a good idea.
Okay. So we will move the tables next time, Herlinda.
What's that?
We're gonna move the tables next time. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Thank you, everyone. Yes, yes.
Follow up to the question.
Yes, please. How soon are we going to be hiring?
So they're supposed to start next month.
Hiring? Or start working? Because, you know, isn't there some kind of a process where they have to do?
Next month. Because this was just the approval for us to come. So
Right, okay.
It's a lengthy process because we don't want to come out of the city. So because we have authority. The last resort was.
So the contracting out starts next month? So when are the 800 going to be hired? Does it take 3 months, 6 months?
I will follow up.
Yeah, that's, yeah, okay.
And are they sticking to the same plan of working in districts?
Yes, correct.
And
And we work with the council offices to let them know when the transportation is coming. So continue to submit those guided reports into the office as well. So whenever the department is in the district, we elevate those.
I sent a list to Matt at the end of October
Yes.
of 16, and so far 7 of the 16 have been fixed. But there are 7 out of university, and one of them's been more than 2 years. So I'll send that to Martha. Yeah. Okay,
Move to adjourn.
thank you. And we're adjourned for the evening. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for being brave enough to come back.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, good night, online peeps.
Have we had any reports from a group